we looked at it, and before I made that decision, before I was able to convince anybody on the board or the executive team to agree that was the right idea, we all needed to collectively be of the opinion that we were going to be generating cash ad infinitum, right? So there's a journey that we went through corporately over the past year, and there's a journey that Bitcoin went through over the last 7 years. So if we focus upon our journey, we had 500, 600 million in cash, and we were buying our stock back a bit. And then we were thinking maybe we'll need to buy another company. We need it for a rainy day, or maybe something really bad will happen and we'll really need the money. One of my heroes is Steve Jobs. And Steve Jobs, if you had a near bankruptcy experience, and he did, and I did too, by the way, I lived to see my stock go from $333 a share to 42 cents. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Back up.
Yeah.
The stock price fell. What time period is this?
It's not like I like to brag about this stuff, because it's not something you want to be proud of. But I will tell you that two of my bragging rights are, I am pretty much the longest lived public company CEO in my industry, because I've been public company CEO for 22 years. And the second thing is I am pretty sure I'm the only public company CEO that ever presided over a 99.8% drop in the stock price and kept his job.
For sure.
Let's fast forward back to 2020. So we had the money. We were very conservative, no debt, ready for a rainy day, ready to seize the opportunity, buying our stock back. COVID hits, the pandemic hits, everybody's, our equity's in the tank, we're losing momentum. And the first thing that happens in Q1 is it's all kind of shock and awe. And in Q2, the question is, how does this impact my customers, our business, our product, our value proposition? And, and by the way, everybody gets impacted differently, right? If you're running a cruise line or a theater or whatever, and sometimes counterintuitively. And in our case, we sell enterprise software that helps you think better. We sell business intelligence, and we sell business intelligence to lots of governments, agencies. We sell it to massive banks. We sell it to, in essence, global 2,000 companies. Even the ones that get impacted, they're like the national airline. They can't go out of business, right? So that's our customer base. So we realized that our software kept working. Demand was still there. Everything is smooth. And in fact, the great thing about software is software you can ship even, over the internet. All of our services went remote. So our value proposition's intact. And the surprise for us is our productivity went through the roof and our cost structure compressed. All of a sudden, $20 million a year of flying around in airplanes went away, and $10 million worth of trade shows and $20 million worth of marketing things went away, but the customer and demand didn't go away. So we actually found that we were much more efficient. So bottom line is, we got that black swan event, but that black swan event actually kicked us into a high gear of productivity. And so that was the positive on the P&L side. We realized that we were going to generate more cash, and there was no real rational business plan where I take $200 million and I spend it to make the business better. I can burn it to make but I can't spend it to make the business better. So simultaneously, we got a gift from the Fed and the macroeconomic side. So while we're trying to figure out what happens on the P&L, all of a sudden what do we see? The long bond index goes up 22%. If you had asked me, Anthony, what's the investment that you do not want to make, I would never in a million years buy a 30-year bond that yielded 2% interest. Never, ever. And yet that was a winner this year. If you bought a 30-year bond at 2% interest, when the interest rates go to 1.2, you've actually got a massive spike. So equity spiked, big tech spiked, bonds spiked, and and we looked at our cash, and I had to listen to a litany of talking heads, Ray Dalio on down. If Ray Dalio didn't say cash is trash, every podcaster that trolled Ray Dalio said Ray Dalio says cash is trash. Cash is trash. And then I went to school at some point on you. This is after I realized I had a problem, and I listened to you describe the plight of the working man. I go to work, I get paid. How do you go buy $500 million worth of commercial real estate at a fair price that's not an impaired asset by something happening in the economy right now? How many people want to sell you commercial real estate at a fair price right now that is not impaired?
They all think it's still worth what it was worth in January.
Okay, so that's kind of difficult. So what's my next thing? Go buy. I'm not so silly as to go buy like 20th century stock. Go buy Apple, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter. Oh, by the way, back in 2012, I wrote the mobile wave. You know what I said in the mobile wave? I said, go buy Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Twitter. It was a good idea in 2012. If you had done it then, you would have made 10 times your money. Very good idea. Not the same idea this week. Okay, and this is where I got to give a plug to my friend Eric Weiss. Eric Weiss, running his own Bitcoin investment, advisory service, and he's saying, this is what I'm doing, and I'm just dismissing him like, whatever, this Bitcoin thing, I don't know what it is, but it's crazy, crypto, and it's like shell game. So he keeps mentioning it, and I keep thinking about it, and then one day we're sitting around my pool in Miami, and he starts explaining it, and something clicks in my head that maybe this is a pretty good idea. Like I have been beaten over the head with a 2x4, and so I'm a bit more open-minded, but I started thinking about it, and then I realized I really got to look at precious metal. You go to the Robert Kiyosaki, silver, gold, or Bitcoin, choose one. And so we get down to choosing, are we going to invest in precious metals or Bitcoin? I already dismissed commercial real estate. I dismissed a market basket of equities, the spider, NASDAQ 100. That stuff's just not compelling. I tell you what I want, right? What I want is something that might be cut in half that can go up by a factor of 10.